Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brandon and I am working on Idle Streaming Bonanza. This is my fourth devlog for the project. Last devlog I did was about 2 months ago, so what you're about to see is 2 months of work on and off. I got a family, usually try to get my work done during the weekends and whenever I'm off my day job. But this is what we got. A few changes that we made. I decided to nix the room editor. Now, the room editor I thought was a good idea at the time. It would add things for the player to do, more customization for them to play around with, to spend their points on, to buy things, and have a community built around the room building. I was gonna have like an online mode where people could like post their rooms and stuff that they made. It was a good idea, I think, but it was just so much overscope. Trying to find assets to fill the room, I would have to draw the assets and everything. I've already spent I'm about 6 or 7 months into the game already, and it would have just been so much work to do that. Not to mention I have this whole other thing that we're about to get into that's going to take a substantial amount of time. The room editor, while we're nixing it, it was a good experiment and I learned a lot from it. Learning how to do basic manipulation of game objects within the Unity space, getting the component, being able to shift its layer back and forth to overlay objects on top of another, rotating it, doing highlights, ghosting in objects, placing them, being able to remove them. It was a good exercise. It was really fun, and it was really cool to learn. I can take that knowledge that I learned from doing that experiment and put it into another project, or just have it as saved code, put it in my backlog. So in the future, if I decide to make a game that has a room editor or something similar, we can go back and use that code. And I urge you guys to do the same. If you have an idea, implement it. Even if it's overscoped, or open up a new project and play around. You can always take that code that you worked on and implement it into a new project. And if not, you've learned something. You can also put it in your resume or your portfolio, your GitHub, whatever. Next change, we added character selector screen. It's really rudimentary. You just click on it, you click a button and it just swaps out your character. Right now I have a few different characters. I have CQX, Moki Payne, and Asmon Silver. And it's attached to this game object called streamer, which is just the chair. And what happens when you select it, just enables it, sets it active, and whenever you click on another one, it sets it false. We're gonna change that because I plan on having more streamers and I don't want to keep copy pasting code, so probably have like a for each loop go through, and if you select one, it'll nix all the other ones out. So I'll store it into like a list or an array, and if it's not the one you selected, I'll have it set by name or game object or something. Just keep track of it. If it's not the one selected, we'll just iterate through it and set the other ones to false and keep the one that we selected true. Okay, so next change we have is the skill tree. I've been working on the skill tree on and off, just trying to come up with ideas to put in there. My first thought was to have skill trees for each character, and I started getting a little overscoped with that. That's been my biggest problem, is overscoping things. I think for the demo of the game, we'll have it all encompass one, like every character uses the same skill tree. I think it's a good step moving forward. I wanted to implement the skill tree because it gives the player choice and not just gain money, buy next upgrade, gain money, buy next upgrade. The skill tree has a few different options, especially for the mods. The mods are the mod characters on the bottom of the screen are going to be probably the main selling point of the skill tree. You can give them different properties or effectors. So right now we have an effect that the mods shoot mortars up in the sky, and fireworks go off. Right now they're just represented by circles and the colliders on the circles, but we're going to add animations to that. We'll keep the colliders, but the animation will just look better. Some of the skill trees you'll see are knives. So when the firework goes up and it pops, it'll send knives out in both directions. The next upgrade for that will send it in a quad direction. Next upgrade after that, octagonal. And then the last one is a spinning effect, and it makes the knife spin. There's a sub branch off of that. Instead of having multiple knives, well, it's still multiple knives, but instead of having the octagonal, it changes the knives to a big ass sword, and the sword splits apart and goes in the quad directions. And then after the quad directions, they both do the circle. So the different skills link back up with each other towards the end, and some do, some don't. And some skill trees have different effectors. Some have subset effectors, others don't. Say for instance the poison gas or the cloud. I found some cool assets on itch.io that were free, and what happened, I kind of, you know, I yoinked those just to save myself some work. The cloud effector is for the it's a sub power up for the skill tree, for the fireworks skill tree, and whenever the fireworks go off, it just sends out a puff of smoke, and it'll do the same kind of deal, just expand more in the area. And you upgrade that, it'll cover more of the screen and linger, so you'll gather more biddies that way. The other one is meteors, so it'll rain down meteors. Some will break off into mini pieces. That's one of the bigger power-ups. Like whenever the meteor hits an object, it'll break off into smaller pieces and just kind of rain through. There's other timed effectors that happen with the meteors. You can have them send, like if you decide to go down that route, it'll send it into like a it'll occur more often, and then there's one that's where it's continuous and it's infinite, and it'll continue raining down. Things to look out for whenever I'm doing this. I was thinking object pooling. There's going to be a lot of objects on the screen, and spawning them in all the time. I'm not too sure how object pooling works, but I read up and it said to save on memory, to object pool these effects or game objects, so that way it doesn't bog down the system and it saves on memory. Changes some graphical stuff. The input system, as it scrolls on screen, it doesn't encompass the whole screen anymore. It's kind of like a small bar at the bottom or towards the bottom, so it doesn't like take up a crap ton of real estate. So the player gets the information that they need and type it in, and then you get your points. Another add-in is the RNG power-ups. Currently I only have 3, which is like a 5x, 2x, and a 3x power-up, and this will happen whenever the ad meter fills up. When the ad meter fills up, you'll see a pop-up, and you get it'll stop the game. It'll stop things from falling. You get to pick from different random power-ups, and I'm thinking about working in the skill tree into this as well, instead of having the player go in and just pick random power-ups. They pick random directions of the branch they want to go to. So whenever they pick one thing, it'll nix other things. So like if you pick one thing, you can't pick another. And that's kind of how I want to do it. If you pick a skill, you can undo them, but you can't double back and get both of them or whatever. I think that's the direction I want to go. I really want the player to have a sense of choice in this game and play the game in different ways, so it's not just a one-time playthrough, but I think that'll work really well. I believe when the ad meter fills up and this pop-up pops up, it'll have the RNG power-ups. You can select them. You can only select one at a time, and it'll have a timer. After that timer is done, it'll increase in price. If you select it again, it'll increase in price, and it only lasts for like 30 seconds. I have a debug for like 5 minutes right now, so I can like test values and not have to worry about it running out of time before I'm done testing and whatnot. So we'll probably have the skill menu tree pop up here, or the skill tree menu pop up here. You can just click on it and you can spend your points however we gather them. I'm still working on the skill tree and how to implement it. I don't know if I want the player to earn skill points by doing certain activities in the game, or you just buy the nodes, the skill nodes, with money that you've earned during the stream. If you guys have a suggestion, please leave it in the comments below, and I will take a mulligan on it and see what's going on. Over the past 2 months, we made a Steam page. We have the game up on Steam now. I went into Clip Art Studio and I went to flamingtext.com. If you guys ever need like font text or anything like that, you can go there and use their generator. They have a broad range of different font text that you could use, different, you know, colors and styles and whatnot, but I use them a lot for titles and just grabbing things for like thumbnails, if you're making YouTube videos, thumbnails, or whatever you need different text styles for. But flamingtext.com made a title for them, and made a few different assets. I used like that 90s cup look for the title background, and we made a Steam page. You go to Steam right now, look up Idle Streaming Bonanza and wishlist it. Yeah, boy, go wishlist my game, please. We added in a save system, so we have a whole menu right now where you can pause the game, save the game, load the game. Well, not load the game. You can access the store, access the mini games. We'll probably have the I'm still debating on where to put the skill tree, if I want you to access it at all times or at certain events. But this is where the saving and loading will come in. Right now I have a debug where you can like clear your save load and all that jazz. But yeah, so save menu, save system's working. Just using player prefs for now. I might do a more secure version, but I don't really care. If you want to game the game, game it, and you'll just ruin it for yourself. So whatever. Yeah, guys, that's all we got right now for the devlog. I do appreciate everyone who dropped into the stream. Please go by, wishlist the game, subscribe to the channel, like the video. It really helps out. If you guys have any tips or questions about the game, please leave it in the comments below. I really do value your guys' advice and opinions. I really want to make this game a thing. We spent a little time marketing the game on Reddit and Twitter. We're building a following on Twitter. I think we got about 50 followers, and Reddit's got some pretty good traction. I just posted like memes of the game in different streamers subreddits, and XQC's subreddit tends to pop off the most. I think they like the memes on it. But yeah, guys, anyways, that's it. Hope you all liked the video. Come back again in the next 4 or 5 months, and we'll probably have something else. But nah, I'll try to release more videos more often. But yeah, guys, take it easy.